If you know anything about me in this channel, you know that I absolutely love control lists. So today, I thought let's go back to some of the purest forms of control that there is. We're talking about Azorius. Cue the intro, let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're talking about a control list, and we are going back to the most basics, most purest forms of control that there is. We're talking about Azorius, and today we're talking about a planeswalker that I've yet to play with, and I'm excited to give it a shot and see what we can do with it. But before we break this list down and talk about how it works, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I just ask if you take a moment to do so. It's a free way to help support this channel, and if you hit that little notification bell, that's for you, so you're notified whenever I post a video, which is 3 times a week. That way you don't miss out on any future content. All right, let's jump into it. So like I said, we're talking today about Niko. So this card right here is a planeswalker that I have yet to try and play with and really put it into like a competitive style of a deck list. So I thought today, why not try it with one of my favorite cards, Banish into Fable, because it really synergizes extremely well with that card. And let me explain how. So with Niko, we create these shards, right? So we pay X to create these shards when it enters the battlefield, and it also has a minus ability to create even more more of these shard tokens essentially. And then also it does some other effects that we're not really worried too much about. We're really just worried about these shard tokens, because these shard tokens count as enchantments, and they really help us as far as like fueling our deck. Fueling our hand over and over again with some card draw. It acts as like almost these mini Maze Mind Tomes triggers, which is really nice. We could draw a lot with it, but the fact that they're enchantments is what we're talking about. So these shards are counted as enchantments, and what Banish into Fable says is we get to bounce a target permanent back to the owner's hand and create a 2/2 knight. Now that doesn't sound great, but if you're controlling an enchantment on the battlefield and you control an artifact on the battlefield, you get to copy this twice, or you get to copy it once per whatever it is that you're controlling there on the battlefield. So the fact that this is an enchantment allows us to copy the Banish into Fable at least one time. And now we have other ways that we can trigger the second copy of this, but this is our way to go over the top and win a game. We can actually bounce back 3 of our opponents permanents, and then once those are back into their hand, we have 3 2/2 knights, and we can finish out the game by casting All Runs Epiphany at the final, when it gets back to our turn. That way we get 2 attack steps with those 2/2s. We have other ways that we can win the game as well, like cycling Big Sharks, flashing in Borrower at the end step, and then casting All Runs Epiphany. That's why we have 2 All Runs here. It's kind of our game winner, is when we cast the All Runs Epiphany, getting 2 turns, we're dealing a boatload of damage for those 2 turns, or we're trying to. We're not just trying to get the the 2/1/1 birds. We're actually trying to deal some damage with some flash things, which is really nice. And then the Shark Typhoon also can be hard casted, which plays really well with the Banish into Fable. And then we also have Midnight Clock, which is a great tool against rogues, because you know how rogues is trying to mill us all the time. And this also is an artifact. We've also got 2 more artifacts. We've got the Maze Mind Tome, of course, to help us keep the card draws coming and gaining some life. And then we also have 3 caskets for those aggressive style decks. And then the aggressive style decks are going to need a little more than just a couple of caskets, so we do run a full play set of Doomscar. And then we also have 3 Spellbinders to get into our opponent's hand. This card right here is a really great card. It's a new Strixhaven card that I wanted to put into the list, because any control shell, this is actually going to perform extremely well, especially with things like Emergent Ultimatums, things that we can grab that are really big and really slow our opponent down, and then we can get to look at our opponent's hand and kind of decide whether or not we want to hold up counter magic, which we have 3 saw coming, or if we want to just waste our mana on shard draws, or cycling sharks, whatever it may be. We have a lot of instant speed plays and decisions we can make here. So playing on your opponent's turn is not going to be, we're not going to be strangers to that at all. We also run 2 Castle Vantress and then a full play set of Crawling Barrens as well. I decided on the Temple of Enlightenment instead of the, the new type of lands. I think with the new lands, they're really nice, especially in double colored lists like this. But I think scrying here is really helpful, because a lot of times, if we're not up against an aggressive matchup, things like Doomscar and Casket are kind of irrelevant. So the more scries we get could actually save us. And then of course Crawling Barrens can easily win us a game too. If we can pump this up high enough, cast an All-Runs Epiphany and attack twice with it, it's pretty much a wrap there as well. So this deck, I honestly can say I like this deck a lot. It didn't perform very well on stream the other day. But we didn't have All-Runs Epiphany in it, and I think that was a really big card to kind of keep this glued together. And I've yet to lose with it today. I played, I think, 5, if not 6 games with this, pre-recording and then post-recording, whatever. And we won all of them. It's actually fairly powerful, and I think the synergy is really there. And I think there's a lot of potential with this one. So enjoy the gameplay footage. We're going to get into that right now, and then we're going to wrap it up here at the end with some final thoughts. So I hope to see you guys here at the end. Until then, we'll see you. Peace. Enjoy. See what we got here. Ooh, we got the Niko Aries and we got some Maze Mind Tome action, so we're gonna keep it. We'll definitely find our land. So anytime I get a tome, I will keep it, even on a 2-lander, just because it can scry so many times that we better find a land. We better. Opponent does not have a companion, but they're showing all the signs of a Dimir control list, so we might see a control versus control matchup here, which means Doomscar is irrelevant. Okay, it's not the mirror, it's Azorius, like your boy. Just like your boy, huh? Alright, let's put a stop here. Get ready to scry. Land is very important. Okay, they foretell. That's either a counter spell or a draw spell, I'm assuming, or it's an All-Runs Epiphany. But either way, we're playing a mirror match here, looks like. Okay, really need a land here. There we go. Whew. Scared me for a second. Alright, let's go there. And let's put another stop. We're gonna have to scry again. Kind of a really big waste of a Maze Mind Tome here, if you ask me, but... Oh, it's Esper. We were talking about Esper, huh? It's Behold the Multiverse. I knew it was something. It was either gonna be one of 3 things. It's really always one of 3 things. Multiverse, saw it coming, or All-Runs. Alright, with all this aggressive scrying, they gotta know that we're on no mana, right? This is a really good card in this matchup, and I'm gonna regret not taking it, right? Do we give up a land for 1 turn to just take the Saw It Coming? That's probably what I should do, but I'm gonna go ahead and bottom it because I really want the land. And I'm rewarded with the land, at least. That's good. That's good. Let's do this for 1. Let's make them have to deal with a Niko Aries, because we are unfortunately our opponent's tapped out, so they can't counter this. Oh, and I forgot the minus Niko. Nice, good misplay. Solid, very solid. Forgot to even activate Aries loyalty counter. Yikes. I was so focused on trying to explain to you guys how they were tapped out, and that's why we played Niko Aries, but look at that. Mistakes were made. Mistakes immediately were made. Alright, so they're gonna go just for the straight for the hand. I honestly, I respect the play, but they are gonna pay a little bit for that because they're gonna have to replay it. And I think what I'm gonna do here is Maze Mind Tome. Hopefully hit that land drop. We do hit the land drop. Perfect. We just keep hitting our land drops, which is really nice. Let's create another shard here. I think we're ahead. I think we're ahead. Minus the mistake we made with Niko Aries, we're still ahead. The board is kind of ours right now. We're hitting our land drops, which means we're going to get to an All-Runs Epiphany at some point. And then once we do... Once we get an All-Runs Epiphany, hopefully we'll have something big to attack with. If not, we've got the Brazen Borrower we can flash into. Let's go ahead and get another shard. Let's foretell this. They don't really have any great options here. They could take a Casket or they could take a Niko. I've already got a Niko on the field, so have at it. Do your worst. Got a bunch of shards too, which is really nice. And plenty of mana to cast it. We hold up priority though because we don't know if we want to cast the Brazen Borrower yet or if we want to go the route of actually drawing a card. Brazen Borrower is not a bad play because if we play the Brazen Borrower and then All-Runs Epiphany, we get 2 attacks with it, which is really nice. It's a decent chunk of damage, that's for sure. Wish we had just 1 more land, then we could do both. Get full value. I could just hit the shard twice. That's also something I could do. Maximize my mana a little better, but I don't know. I don't know what the play is yet. Nightmare Muse. Oof, I don't really have a good answer for that. Okay, so Brazen Borrower it is. That way I can attack that. Alright, that's unfortunate. That Planeswalker's a little more deadly than a Niko, unfortunately. Alright. Here comes the Epiphany. We need more blue than white, I think. Let's do this. Actually, we'll do that next turn. We'll do it like this. And then end our turn. That's not a bad draw. Okay. And then we plus Niko Ari's, put it on the Brazen. Now Brazen comes through here. We get it back into our hand, which is a beautiful thing. And we bounce the token. And we hold up mana for the shard, or we can flash the Borrower, or we can pump the Crawling Barrens. We got a lot of options here, so whew, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. That was a big, like, a big amount of cards we just burned to solve a small problem, which is never good. But at least we got the job done, you know? They have Field of Ruin though, I just realized, so they're gonna eventually eat up the Crawling Barrens. So maybe the route to go is just go Brazen Borrower and keep attacking with that. Really don't invest any mana into the Barrens unless we find another one. Alright. Opponent does nothing. They're down to 2 mana. Essence Scatter is really the only thing I'm worried about here. Unless, of course, they have Assault coming. Foretold. Alright, nope. They take the Borrower. Alright, we crack a shard here. Don't need that. That's nice though. That's really nice. Okay. Okay. Another temple, don't need that. Fable's ready to go. So I'm just gonna hold up the priority for Fable. I actually wish I could just throw the casket down on nothing. That way I can get 2 bounces, but this is all fine. This is all fine. All right, they eat up the Brazen Borrower. A little annoying. It was gonna get a lot of the work done for us. I didn't activate my Crawling Barrens there because, again, I might want to use the Banish to Fable. I might want to draw a shard with a shard. Not too sure yet, but I definitely don't want to invest too much into the Crawling Barrens just because they have a Field of Ruin out there. Could just destroy it immediately. Doomscar, okay. Okay. We haven't run into a counter spell yet. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Could be good if they're not running any, but also could be bad if they're just waiting to use them and they have a bunch. I definitely think I want this, right? Be kind of silly not to have that. And do I pump? I'm gonna pump the Barrens just so we forced it out of their hand, the Field of Ruin here. Because if they use the Field of Ruin right here, right now, which they might, I can actually hard cast the Typhoon without any worries of this being Assault coming, right? So that's the idea here. I don't care if they draw a Carven Maze Mind Tome. Use up the mana is what I want them to do. All right, they did. Nice. All right, we'll work. We can work with that. Oh, I should have cracked a shard. Actually, I can still do that. Never mind. I can still crack a shard. Because this land comes in untapped, I believe, right? I hope so. Yes, it does. All right, we can crack a shard. Sweet. And then they're basically tapped out. They have just 1 black source left and a Maze Mind Tome Scry. So we're looking really good. Gonna have to hold up on that Scry for a second. Let me get my stuff done. All right, Doomscar. It's all right. It's not gonna really do anything. All right, we get a free hard casted Shark Typhoon. You love to see it. You love to see it. And then we'll just +1 on the Niko for nothing. And what else do we got here? Nothing really. So let's just foretell this. And then we'll crack a shard. We'll hold up priority like we have a counter. We'll bluff that we have assault coming when really we don't. Alright, opponent main phases that. Interesting. Another Field of Ruin. Hopefully they just chew up my ability to scry here at the castle. I'd be fine with that. I'd be a-okay with that. There we go. That's what we're looking for. That is what we are looking for. I hope they cast something this turn because I really want to cast my Banish into Fable here and win the game. Because if I end step the Banish to Fable, we create a 6/6 shark out of that, and then we can protect our sharks and our 2/2s with the Saw coming. So would be really, really nice. So I would love to see like some sort of permanent casted. Beautiful. Now that's a permanent I like to see. All right, and then a Scryed. All right, so this Scry tells me actually kind of a lot. So they left open 2 mana, even though they could have drawn a card. So that has to be a Saw coming, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still have plenty to cast my Banish into Fable and my Saw coming. But there's not 2 targets. I probably... Alright. Maybe I could just return my own Niko Aries just so I can get more loyalty out of it. That's what we'll do. Because we get the copy, right? So, see what our opponent does. They're definitely going to saw it coming, right? Test of Talents. Guess what? Nope. Nope. No Test of Talents for you, my friend. That would have been a good Test of Talents, too. Oh, would you look at that? You have another target to bounce. Oh. Oh, that feels good. That feels really good. Brazen Borrower, not bad. I would honestly like to see Counterspell again, but this will have to do. This will have to do for now. All right, let's end our turn. We have the capability to scry here. Scry with the Castle Vantress. We have the ability to bounce something. Caskets are kind of a dead card. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Hopefully they play something I can bounce here. Hopefully they main phase like a shark cycle here. That would be so funny. No? Okay. Let's scry. Let's see what we have on top here. What are we looking for? Ooh, both of these are fantastic cards. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll take both of these cards. We'll flash this in. Because we got to put the pressure on them now. They're at 7 life total, so this is going to take them down to 4, right? So if they do something here to kill it, great. We can probably hard cast the Shark Typhoon. Okay, that still leaves open Test of Talents. Not ideal. Let's create a shard. Okay, so they are holding priority for something here. Interesting. Let's cast an empty casket to get another shark and see what happens. Get a shark. Casket has no targets. I'm fine with that. Alright, they definitely are holding priority, so I'm definitely going to cycle this as a regular shark. But that can pose its own problems for the fact that it's... I don't know. It can get Heartless acted. It can get killed in so many ways. They run so much removal here that it could just die. And if I hard cast it, I get another shark that way too. But if it gets countered with Test of Talents, that could be pretty bad. Trying to think here. What's the play? Hard cast or cycle? Hard cast or cycle? Probably gonna. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it. I know it's gonna get countered. If it's Test of Talents, I'm really upset. Okay, I can live with that though. I can live with that. We still get the shark out of it. and we don't lose our other Shark Typhoons in the deck, and we don't reshuffle, which is what I was really scared of, because if we reshuffle, we don't get that Extinction Event. That's fine too. Alright, so they got 1, 2, 3, 4 mana left to open. They're holding priority for something. I guess the Shark's Typhoon though does hold priority, right? Because it can cycle. That's probably what it is. Oof, we top deck another one? That's what I'm talking about. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. There's the odds of them having one more counter here. Pretty slim. Pretty slim to none. Yep, there we go. All right, how much mana do we have left over? Not enough for a Fable, so let's just pass the turn here. But 2 hard-casted Shark Typhoons should be more than enough to win the game here now at this point. Opponent can bounce them with Ashiok, but that's about all they can do. That's fine. It's just a matter of time. I mean, keep eating them up all you want. Keep on keeping on. That's not bad. Refill their hand a little bit. They do need it. They do need it, and they go 2 to the bottom. Oof, that's unfortunate. All right, we get double scry here. Clock's no good. Brazen could be pretty decent, so we'll keep the Brazen. Keep the Brazen, and then let's just threaten lethal, or not lethal, but let's just threaten these 2 sharks here, and create another shard. All right, seems good to me. Seems good to me. If they don't take care of these sharks, I flash the Brazen Borrower, and that is exactly lethal. Okay, they do take care of the sharks. Man, the removal game is real with this person. This person is on their stuff right now. All right, we're gonna go with this and win the game real quick. Bounce you. Bounce you. Bounce you. Hopefully they don't have an answer for that. That's an end step, so they can't board wipe, right? So they can only spot removal. So we should have more than enough to kill them here. More than enough to kill them here. That's the goal. I don't know of any instant speed board wipes, but you never know. All right, let's go. We got it. G, baby, let's go. That was a hard fought battle. I like that game. That was a good game. Long game, but a good game. Very nice. All right. Super happy how that last game went. We went up with another control matchup. Feel like we played it well. Aside from missing a trigger on Niko, we played that pretty well. So pretty happy. We have another Doomscar. I hope it's actually relevant this time. Hopefully we play a creature deck here because we also have a casket. Really hoping we can put those to use. We haven't actually had a chance to even use them yet, so would like that opportunity. All right, what do we got? Show us what you got. Okay, it's green. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. We're gonna go with the tome here. Getting the tome out early and fast is always good. I might foretell the Assault coming first. Ooh, okay. That's a mana dork, so probably gonna get the casket. It puts the fairy in the casket. Kind of awkward. The mana consumption here is kind of awkward, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Hopefully we top deck a land here. Got a really good hand. I've got a really well balanced hand. All right, they're gonna go ahead and multiple choice just for 1 here. What a cool card multiple choice is, really is. All right, they get their land drop. I think that's what they were looking for. Let's see if we get our own land drop here. I mean, a clock is a land drop, but I don't think that's what I'm looking for. Crawling Barrens, there we go, much better. Put Assault coming there. I think that's it, and then I'll go ahead and waste my turn either drawing a card or countering something here. Wouldn't mind hitting a multiple choice for a fully invested 4. Cultivate. All right, I guess I gotta let that resolve, right? I mean, I could shake him up, slow him down a little bit, but I think we gotta save the Saw coming for the actual spell that they're trying to get to, which would be what exactly? I'm not sure. Bant doesn't exactly have an ultimatum I'm worried about, but they are ramping into something, so there's something big coming. Well, that's a good way to find out what they're playing. Another Shark Typhoon could be relevant. I should have played the Spellbinder first, huh? I could have got more information before I scryed here. But, I mean, Shark Typhoon is always good, so... let's do this. Aha! Okay. Doomscar hits their creatures, so not too worried about that. I am worried, though, about the Sublime Epiphany. That's pretty bonkers. They're a Flyers deck? Okay. Okay, interesting. They're one land away from being able to cast Dream Trawler, though. Alright, there it is. Do they just slam it? That's the question. No, they don't. They slammed their other flyer first, which is good. That's what I like to see. I don't mind blocking that and losing a body here. And then Doom Scarring could also be really good. Also, just cycling a shark could end up killing their Dream Trawler over time, but... alright, what we're going to do here is going to hold priority for the counter magic. I want to play Niko, but I think that's kind of a waste of mana at this point. It's not really the smartest usage of my mana. So, let's see what our opponent does here. We can counter something here. Okay, they're just going to pass the turn. Them not doing anything is actually helping us. We kind of thrive in these scenarios, so we will take it. The clock is really nice here. It's gonna really help us refill our hand here. And then the fact that we can foretell a bunch of stuff and put it over here, we get a fresh 7 and then, you know, foretell all these cards. That's a bonus, you know, 3 cards. Not bad. All right, let's go. Let the games begin. I have a counter. I got a counter held up here. I would actually just cast it over here because, you know, why show them the foretell card yet? Alright, Dream Trawler. I think we let it resolve because I plan on Doom Scarring that. Save my counters. Save it for late game. Alright, they are going to swing in, and I'm more than happy to make this block because we plan on Doom Scarring anyways. And we have to Doom Scar now because opponent's got crazy counter magic. Alright, I've got enough to put a counter here. Another Doom Scar, not bad. So let's go Doom Scar. Will I have to counter their counter here? Yep, looks like I'm gonna have to. No problem. No problem. I gotta get rid of this, gotta get rid of the trawler, so. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Definitely have to counter it. We are low on mana now, though, for this next turn, so we are susceptible for maybe another Dream Trawler coming down. Let's hope that's not the case. Again, we can always cycle sharks to block and stuff like that, but the Dream Trawler draws them cards, which is really the problem I have. That's the real issue I have. This returns a creature, right? Return non-land permanent to the owner's hand. Yep, it sure does. Okay. So, foretell this. And if I foretell this, I can also play it still? Yes, okay. Alright, we got our 2 cards foretold. We have 3 Shark Typhoons in hand, which is great. But I really need some more mana. I'd really like to see some more mana here. That's the goal. That is the goal. Come on, mana. Cultivate. Alright, you can have that. You can have the Cultivate all day long. Just can't have the big spells. There's a land. Makes my Shark Typhoon a little better. Niko's just not a good card here at this moment. And plus it's going to just get countered and they're going to draw a card and yada yada. So cycling a big shark end step here or even just pumping my Barons seems a lot better. That's what we'll do. 4, 5. Let's go for 5. That's a pretty big shark. That's a big shark. Nothing they can do about the cycle unless, of course, they have a bounce effect or something after the fact, but... Can this actually counter an effect? Counter target spell, activate a triggered ability. Oh, they can counter the... Wait, is that... Can they counter a cycling? That'd be pretty crazy. Dude, Sublime Epiphany, busted. Such a busted card. Alright, well, they let it resolve, so... They let it resolve... Kind of. I guess they can... Yeah, I was gonna say they can do it now. I won't get the card and they can bounce it. They don't bounce the shark, though? Okay. I would have bounced the shark. Just saying. Let's get in there for 5. That seems like a pretty decent sized hit at this time of the game. We're in a bit of a control war here. We'll see who ends up on top here. They've got... I like that they're doing Bant. That's kind of cool. That's really annoying. I don't really care too much about that, though. Alright. Those are 2 blockers, potentially, for the sharks. We can get another 3/3 shark here, which is great. Alright, 1, 2, 3. And then the maze... Oh, they scoop it up. Oh, that's so unfortunate. We were going to hit them with an all-runs Epiphany, too, and we were going to just run right through them. Alright, we'll take it. GG. Alright, if you're seeing this game, it's because I decided to cut the first game. The first game was against Tybalt's Trickery, and it was just a joke, so... And we won. It was just... They were roping us. It was all the bad things, so... I might actually throw this game in its spot, which is something I don't typically do, but the recording actually went really well today. Ran right through the ladder. Deck came together very easily, so... we do need more land, but unfortunately I think we're up against mono red, which means we don't have a Doomscar, and if we don't have a Doomscar, could be in trouble. But if they are, you know, if they have a robber, okay, no robber, good. That's a good bounce target right there. It's a really good bounce target. Our bounce effects are going to be really nice here, especially if they try to pump that Rimrock Knight. It's going to be really good. Nope, they go for the Annex play, okay. So you can go back. You can go back, and then we'll play the Tome because we need to get some stuff out here for the Banish and to Fable to actually be good. And then next turn we can bounce again and we can Foretell. Seems like a pretty solid play. Alright, they go straight for the pump. No cares given, just straight to the pump. Alright, make it a 5. I guess that makes sense because they need to get the loyalty from the Rimrock Knight, so pre-combat makes actually a lot of sense. Alright, ooh, do we want that? I guess we kind of need it, right, eventually. So let's take it. Foretell that. Get the bounce spell ready. Get the old Petty Theft ready to go. Hopefully they throw down some pump spells here. We'll see. We have a lot less cards than our opponent, so Robber the Rich doesn't trigger if they throw that down. Alright, let's see what they got. They definitely have a pump spell here. Let's see if they play it. No pump spell. Alright, you're gonna have to replay your Annex then. They're waiting for me to bounce this though, watch. Now here comes the pump spell. Alright, cool, no pump spell. Oh, they didn't replay their Annex? That seems like a little bit of a misstep, no? We're gonna gain 4 life with this too eventually. Oh, baby, there it is. There's my card. There's my best card in the world. Yeah, let's foretell that. Let's play the Niko Aries for 0. And then let's not forget to activate the Niko for a shard. And then our opponent's probably gonna direct their attention here to the Niko Aries. Or they're just gonna frostbite it. That's cool too. Alright. At least we drew out something out of their hand. Why hold priority when they know all we have is a Mason Mind Tome here, you know? Do I need this? I do need this. I need this to be able to play the All Runs Epiphany. And I need it to play Banish into Fable, so. Alright, so Doomscar's great, right? But if they play Annex, that leaves them with a bunch of 1/1s, which isn't exactly ideal. We have a lot of cards over here in the exile pile. Alright. Alright, we will wait to crack the All Runs Epiphany. We'll play the Banish first. That way we get full value out of all the damage we could produce. Gonna gain 4 life with this too, which is great. Alright, so play some stuff that we can bounce. Alright, that is something we can bounce. Alright. See you later. Back to the old drawing board for you, Mono Red. Alright, my turn. See what our opponent does here. I wouldn't be surprised if they throw down like an Anger Scoop here, because that, I mean, Mono Red with 3 lands down, fully tapped in a hand of like 8 cards, like that's not typical. That's not very typical. And then they're gonna get hit with this All Runs Epiphany too. All right, now what do we want to do? We want to definitely want to draw a card, right? 100%. Gain some life. Ooh. I kind of want to get the other tome going though. I think the other tome going here is good because it's life gain. You know, this game actually could go longer than it anticipated here. Got them down to 10. We are winning the race, but they are still in it for sure. Might have to use a Doomscar. You never know. So if I have to use a Doomscar, resetting here is going to be kind of annoying. But cycling 1 big shark here sounds pretty good too. Trying to win the game that way. We can flash in some borrowers as well. Alright, opponent's gonna eat 2 here. 2 itty bitty shots. And turn. We haven't had any opportunities really to cast or to use our Crawling Barons. I know you guys are probably like, why don't you activate them or whatever? Because we always seem to have better plays, honestly. We have flash plays, bounce effects. You know, we got a lot of good stuff here. We got a Shark we can cycle, so just gonna wait here on this. I have lethal ready to go if they can't answer. Yeah, they can't answer. All right, that's lethal. GG's. GG. Oh, wait. We don't have enough blue? Oh, shoot. That ain't good. Oh, that ain't good. Oh, I thought we had enough blue. Okay, I can get another 1/1 out of this. All right, well, that's embarrassing. Calling lethal and not actually having it. I thought we had it. All right. Let's go with the attack. All right, and then let's go with the bounce with the brazen, and then flash in the other one, and now we should win the game. Now we should win the game. I should have counted my blue. That was silly. Silly. Oh, I didn't even. Don't tell me I missed the land drop too. Getting so ahead of myself. All right, that's 5 damage, potentially a lot more. There we go. That's what we want to see. That's what we wanted to see. Yeah, I know I missed a Crawling Barons there. That was a big mistake. I didn't even play my land, but we didn't need to. We were so far ahead. That was pure domination. But GG's. We'll definitely throw this one in over the Tibble's Trickery though, because we dominated the Tibble's Trickery, but it was really an annoying game. Like I said, they were trying to rope us and make us quit and stuff. So this will be the game that makes it to the video. So now we're gonna go to some final thoughts. We'll see you guys at the end. Peace. Welcome back, and I hope you all enjoyed the gameplay footage today. This one was a lot of fun, and I actually enjoyed this one quite a bit. I'm gonna miss this one. I love certain decks where they're actually decently competitive that I can climb the ladder with and really, you know, work my rank out and not keep tanking my rank with these experiments that I do. This one I can comfortably say I think is going to be fairly decent, and you can win a lot of different matchups with this, and I think it fares really well because we have you know, things like Midnight Clock to deal with rogues, and we've also got counter magic to deal with like those emergent ultimatum style decks. So I do think there's a place, you know, for this deck to be a little competitive. Obviously I'm sure you can find ways to tweak this and make it even better. You guys always come up with some great ideas, so if you have any ideas, always for sure leave them in the comments below. I do read them, and some of the ideas are pretty cool, and I actually go and revisit those ideas as well. So I would love to hear your thoughts on it. As far as changing anything to this deck right now, I personally can't say that I would change anything to it. I like it a lot. The Brazen Borrower and the Spellbinder don't exactly synergize with the Banish and Defable play, but I do think that they're really nice cards and a nice complement to the deck. Sometimes I go a little too hard on the synergistic stuff with like Banish and Defable, trying to make these enchantments and artifacts and things like that, but I think it's a nice little balance, and I think that they both performed excellent in this deck. We didn't get to see a whole lot of Spellbinder, but as far as Borrower goes, you know, being able to bounce it back with Niko Ares was really nice. There are a lot of really cool effects. I think, you know, Spellbinder being bounced back too could be really helpful because we can go into their hand a couple of times. But yeah, if you have any ideas, let me know. And then, yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today. But before we go, I'd love to give all of you guys a quick shout out and say thank you for making it to the end of the video. If you made it this far, you still hear me talking, you're the best, because you do actually help out the algorithm a lot. It gets my video pushed out to more people, so thank you. And then I also want to give a special shout out and thank you to all of my YouTube members. Man, is this list growing every day, and I really can't say how much I appreciate each and every one of you for supporting this channel financially, and it does mean the world to me. So from the top to bottom, we got Saint Nemo, we got Galadriel, we have Narcissus the Vain, we have Travis, Mr. Eben, Adam, Leonardo, Get Lucky, Daisy, Jay, Kevin, Zeke, Watts, and Beef Drew. Thank you guys so much for all of your support and everything you do for me every single day and watching my videos all the time. We're growing every day. We're making strides, and I cannot wait to see where we end up in this grand scheme of things as far as the Magic content goes. I have really high hopes for our community, and I think we're going somewhere, guys, and I want to say thank you for that and being a part of it and getting in early. I really do appreciate it, and we'll see you guys on the next video, which will be Monday. I am considering maybe doing one more stream on the weekends. There may be a stream this weekend. I'm not sure. Keep an eye out, though, for it. I'll let you know in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, links in the description below, but till then, we'll see you guys in maybe Monday, maybe Saturday. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't